that up. You know what I mean? No one
Oh
thought
no,
that.
no! It's happened before.
Oh
It's
yeah.
happened before.
Oh yeah.
We have another case. I just want to finish this a little bit
I'm sorry,
because
go ahead,
this
yeah.
was what, and then we got the original documents about his release because we're like, how is this guy released?
Yeah.
Right? Well, under whose authority and what power is he released? It turns out he was released by a city court judge. And I have the documents, and they were forged. It says that they filled out the proper paperwork on Monday. They backdated it. You can see they've ham-handedly scribbled it in, like crossed over the date and filled in the day before. And then it also says in the document that upon request from the defendant, we've decided that he should be released. Now, he was brain dead. He could not have requested to be released. No, his lawyer was not informed. No public defender's office was informed. We don't even think the prosecutor was informed. This was done. So this was a real calculated effort to hide and mask the jail's culpability in his death. We have another case of a woman who the reason why we know this, complications happened to her while she was inside. We're not exactly 100% sure, or at least I can't recall at the moment. But she was released and then died the same day. She was released from Binghamton, dies in Syracuse, and from our understanding, she had to be transported to Syracuse Hospital, which is it's a university hospital for specialized care, and died. So that is one that we also point to and say, hey, look, like this is clearly like if you're released and died the same day in a hospital, right? There's also a recent case of a man. He didn't die, but he had a really bad reaction to some drugs he was given and was released while he was also in the hospital. So this is routine.
Yeah, right. We got a pattern here. We have a pattern.
Yeah, it's a routine.
Right. Now, any of the names, the same names popping up in this little old boys network thing they have going on here to cover up their tracks?
You mean like any of the officers?
Yeah, the same people. Same judge?
They're anyone who is in politics down here for more than about 30 seconds understands that there's an old boys network, and there's a few old girls in there too.
Right.
One of the city court judges is married to the county court judge, right? There's all these sorts of things. They know what's going on.
Yeah, those little towns could be.
There's
scary.
a coordinated effort and of course, because the same party that controls the legislature, which also controls the criminal justice committee. We have a strong committee system here, so committees are really important, even though they meet for about 15 minutes a month. And they're Republicans, and they're friends with the sheriff, right? So I mean, it's a very closed system.
Yeah.
Politically, there's cracks here and there, and I've lived here my whole life. My family's been here for 100 years. So there's little cracks, and you get little pieces of information from here and there. And we mostly work with incarcerated people to get information out about what's happening inside. There was someone that died in November of last year. So there's two in custody deaths last year, and frankly, we anticipate more deaths this month. There's been someone that's died in January. Something like 3 out of the last 4 years.
We better take a commercial break because
sure.
We're getting a little ahead of. We're here today with Professor Andrew Pragacz, and his website is justicest.com. And his partner he works with is Professor Bill Martin from justtalk.blog. I'm sorry, Professor, what school do you teach at again?
I teach currently at SUNY Cortland.
SUNY Cortland. Okay, we'll be right back with more of Professor Andy Pragacz right after these messages.
And now a word from our sponsors.
If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you been battling grief, anxiety, or depression all alone? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.
Hey, check out our brand new sponsor, Dynamic Solutions 2. That's the number 2. They offer a life-changing, dynamic financial solution. The finest in fast, professional, affordable credit repair. Is your credit in bad shape? Do you need a new car? Ready to buy a new house? You want to rent an apartment? Are you going to apply for a job? Any one of these activities, they're going to ask for a credit report and then check out your credit score. Let Dynamic Solutions 2 erase your negative credit remarks. They have affordable monthly prices. They accept Visa, MasterCard, PayPal options available. You go to www.dynamicsolutions, that's the number 2.com, or call 424-888-2820. 424-888-2820. Now, if you enter promo code ED or you mention Ed Opperman, you get a 10% discount. How's that? You get a free consultation, all negative items removed, get back in positive credit position. Dynamic Solutions 2, life-changing dynamic financial solutions. 424-888-2820. Tell them Ed Opperman sent you. You get a 10% discount. PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with Pure Soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
3, 2. Okay, welcome back to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. We have with us Professor Andy Pragacz, and his website is justicest.com, and his partner, Bill Martin, is justtalk.blog. We're talking about the abuses in the criminal justice system over there in Binghamton, New York. Now, Professor Pragacz, there's definitely a pattern here. Someone along the way figured out, hey, when you got a problem inmate, and they're dying in custody, you backdate the paperwork. This is so in your face, it's outrageous. Backdate the paperwork and release them. It's outrageous. Now, is there any kind of investigation, federal investigation going at this? They caught him red-handed, right?
You would think so. I mean, this is one of the problems with this is the issue with one of the big issues with the criminal justice system, right? Is the level of oversight you expect? It just doesn't exist. You can file a complaint with the Office of Court Administration, right? I mean, it's there's no one to go to. We go to the State Commission of Correction. We're supposed to oversee the jail facilities, right? Should be looking into these sorts of things. And they are tasked by New York State law to investigate every death. Usually they do a very cursory one. But 99.9% of all grievances that are filed are denied. And then they very rarely do reports on people that die in custody. There's been a few high profile ones. There's one in Albany. A guy got $1 million because he died, so his family got it. We have another case here, Saladin Barton, who died. He also had developmental disability, or I'm not sure it was developmental. I forget exactly what he was, what ailment he suffered from. But he died in custody because they gave him the wrong medication and they didn't monitor him properly. Even outside of the medical care that he got at the hospital, they told him to give him something and they didn't. Right? I mean, it's just all there's no outside of lawsuits, which can be hard to bring, and they often cost money, and we frankly suffer from a dearth of lawyers here willing to take on these sorts of cases, and have been able to do them effectively. There's no other way to hold these folks accountable. I mean, our organization meets regularly with public officials. We protest regularly in front of the jail, in front of the courthouse. We go to public meetings, and we've given public presentations about these issues. Recently, there was a group that stopped the Columbus Day Parade to protest the deaths, right? But we've been talking about this for like 4 years. And in that time, way too many people have died in custody, been this kind of funny thing they do when they release people. And we're still compiling that list. And of course, there's the people that die after their release from drug overdoses, which is another scandal here that we've been looking at recently.
Yeah, a whole other problem too, just in general of all county jails, is when they release you. It's usually in a bad neighborhood. It's the old part of town, the old city. And you get released, in the middle of the night. You're on drugs. You're homeless. You're a prostitute. You picked your mental illness. You're off your meds. You got a mental. You just throw them out there. You're out. Take them.
Yeah.
And what do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, so there's lots of. We actually work with an organization that is trying to help people as they're coming out. Right. So our organization, we don't just sit here and agitate, which of course we do. We try to document what's happening. We advocate, but we also work with organizations. There's an organization here called Walk With Me, and they aren't very well funded, but they help people as they're coming out. So, but even the discharge planners are reluctant to work with this organization. It's like, why? Right. But, they help you. I mean, it's amazing the amount of work that you have to do immediately upon release just to not be sleeping under a bridge. Right. People are, when you're, the national studies show that after 3 days incarcerated, it materially negatively impacts your life. People lose their jobs. People lose their housing. Your Medicaid gets suspended if you're on Medicaid. You might lose your kids, right. Your car often if you have a car. And then, of course, you're destabilized medically. Someone I know, they were on an antidepressant. Well, they don't give you antidepressants if you were on those. She was picked up for a minor, she had, marijuana possession and incarcerated for 2 weeks and then just dumped. She said it took her 2 years to get back on her feet.
If they really wanted to reduce crime, there's basic things you could do when someone's just, getting released. Because it's the other way around, too. You can go into jail, get declared incompetent, put on psych meds while you're in there, and then when they dump you out, you're on nothing. It's both ways.
And they're supposed to be – we were told by a lawyer that they're actually supposed to be releasing people with a 30-day supply of medications.
Oh, that's over there, not here. I can tell you that. Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, New York State – so this is what I'll say about – in New York State, there are stronger protections for people than in many states. And they're still really bad, and they're not